This is Bella. Bella's going to help me demonstrate something. So I'm Amy Riles with Honestly Horses, and this will be how to help your horse respect your space and not walk over the top of you. And I'll do that in 5 minutes or less. So here you go. Bella came in about a week ago and she was super pushy. She actually ran over the back of me going out the round pen gate here the first day that I worked with her. So we don't have any more of that, and I just wanted to show you what that looks like in real time and how you can address that. She rushed through gates. She would rush forward past a person when you were leading her, and she was pretty overall just pushy in general. You can see she's very inquisitive. She's licking her lips right now and she's pretty relaxed. So I'm going to show you where she's at now versus then. Then that was a pretty tough horse to handle, but right now she's pretty soft and she's pretty light. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So I started out by just asking Bella to back up, and I just did that by putting a little bit of movement in my lead rope. Now the first day I didn't get a backup, so I employed a flag. This horse has been knocked around in the face by someone, so she's pretty head shy, and you'll notice if I raise that flag, her head goes up and back. So I'm very careful about my energy with my flag, and if I'm not using it, I keep it down very low and still to the ground because she doesn't need much. The funny thing is, as a pushy, overbearing kind of horse, she actually is a very sensitive type of horse, and I find that to be the case a lot of times. So her pushiness was not because she was dull, it was because she was very sensitive and had just not had some very good handling in the past. So I start by asking a horse to back up and get out of my bubble, and you can see she's almost at the end of my lead rope, and I ask her for another step. And then I'm just going to stand out here for a second, and I just ask her to wait, and then I'm going to ask her to come forward. Good job. That's a very good girl, Bella. Very good. Very good. Once I have a horse backing up easily, every time I ask, every time I put some motion in that rope, and I'm listening right there, then I start to ask for them to step one side or the other. And I always give them a cue first by pointing that direction. And then if I need to use my flag, I will. So I just get them kind of lunging around me a little bit, using the space that I have here, asking her to move out around me, and then I might ask her to go and back up. Good job. And then we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to just lift my rope, point. Good girl. And my goal is that she steps away from me and moves out into this circle, not toward me. So if I have a horse that comes toward me, which the first couple of days she did come toward me, if they come toward me, then I'll just use my flag or my hand or the end of my whip or the end of my rope, whatever's in my hand, whoop, and I'll encourage them to move away from me. So she's pretty light and sensitive now, and see how she stays outside of my space. Then when I go to lead her, she leads very nicely now. Good girl. Very good. Very good girl. She's not trying to blast past me. She stays right in her space. Anyway, so that's what I do. That's what I work with a horse on to help teach them to get out of my space and not to be running over me. Rather than circling a horse around me when they're rushing or getting ahead of me, I stop the horse and I send them backward first. And then once I have backward motion, I find everything else kind of falls into place. So there you have it. I hope that helps. Till next time, happy trails.